After many days of travel, the caravan came to a large door on the face of the mountains. One of the nobles, the future watchman of the city, stepped forward with a wooden box that bore the crest of the kingdom. Queen Eilis reached around her neck and withdrew a locket which had been forged from the purest silver in all the land. She pressed it into the lock, which clicked, and the lid popped open. The watchman withdrew the key and used it to open the large door. The people faced an even more perilous journey on the other side of the door, however, as the way to the safe city was protected by many secret dangers. Bee came to the edge of a garden labyrinth whose walls stretched as far as the eye could see. She peered inside and found an endless entanglement of twists and turns of briars, thorns and branches.
This labyrinth must go on forever.
Do not worry, my dear. I will fly ahead and see what lies beyond.
The crow took to the sky and flew out of her sight. Bee paced back and forth before the entrance of the labyrinth, waiting for the crow to return. She spotted a very rare flower that she recognized as one that had grown in the safe city. Bee examined it closely. She remembered Liam once telling her that this flower would spread and grow from one to another in the direction of light. Bee's memory was soon interrupted by the return of the crow.
I am afraid your journey has taken you as far as it may be. This maze goes on northward for miles and miles.
I understand the risks that lie before me, Crow, and I am willing to face those risks.
Bee stepped into the labyrinth. On the path to her left, Bee saw another of the brightly coloured flowers. She walked to it and spotted another further, deeper into the maze. Once she had reached that one, she saw yet another and continued to walk only along the paths where the familiar flowers grew. The crow flew ahead to the last turn before the exiting light of the labyrinth. On the wall of the last turn, the crow spotted one final flower. He swooped down and plucked the flower from its place, then flew out of sight. This left Bee with no guide for her final choice of direction. When Bee reached the final turn, she looked to her right, and all she saw were sharp tree limbs and jagged rocks. Bee looked to her left and saw a path heavily marred by the footprints of those who had come before her. Then she remembered something she had read from an aged scroll she had once discovered in the shop of the bookmaker. The road chosen by few leads to the joy dreamt of by many. Bee turned back to her right and began to climb the rocky path. Bee held tightly to the pointed rocks as they pushed painfully into the soft of her hands. After several steps, she turned to look down, and the sight below nearly stole her breath. She could feel her heart beating faster and faster within her chest. Despite her fear, however, Bee pressed on. She grabbed for her next rock, which was covered in dew, and nearly lost her grip. Once she was secure again, she steadied her breathing and remembered something else she had read in the bookmaker's shop. Our greatest challenges lie closest to that which we seek. Bee stretched out her arm as far as she could. She pulled herself with all her might. Bee looked up and spotted an opening in the hedges that was framed by a trellis of the purple and white flowers. Bee smiled and climbed to her feet. She knew that she had overcome the labyrinth.